Alrighty. Hey, just checking out my new setup here. So I want to get to something real quick because I know that women have the same issue as what we guys do. Because guys, we are shy too. Don't think that doesn't run in everybody's blood. We all have that same. Some of us. Some of us are better at hiding it than others. What I feel is a lot of relationships start because you have people that are insecure. Like, for instance, people that maybe don't like to be alone will be with somebody, and if they break up with them, they'll get with somebody new. I think that's a recipe for disaster myself, because what ends up happening is they have resentment, or they just don't like each other that well, or they're sick of having sex with each other. So the guy usually goes and cheats. The woman basically doesn't care. She just wants to be away from him. And then that tends to be sometimes where there's abuse and everything else. But my point is I think that has to do with people getting in together when they both are not ready to be in a relationship. They're just insecure and don't like to be alone. That happens early in life when you basically jump from girl to girl, or girls jump from guy to guy, just looking for someone to take care of them, or someone to fuck them, if you want to be real blunt. But they actually don't really like each other. I know that sounds terrible. I'm not saying it's all the cases, but I think that happens a lot. For instance, there's a lot of people single right now, and a lot of those people maybe are. If you've been single a long time, I think that's because you're really secure with yourself. I think you're very confident in yourself, and you're waiting for the right fit. You're not going to just settle. I think a lot of people settle because they can't be alone. That's what causes problems. So unfortunately, some people have had some bad relationships. And until you get right with yourself and become comfortable and confident with yourself, you're going to just keep getting in those bad relationships. I think once you become confident in who you are, and you're happy with yourself, and you know who you are as a person, basically find yourself, you're going to be a lot better at that relationship next time around. I think I will be. I was pretty good, I thought, the first time, 14 years. And unfortunately, there were some reasons for it, but I had my share of bad things I did, as well as she did. And it ended. It's unfortunate, but I just know that I could have jumped right into something else. But no, it took me. I was 29 when I met her, and I didn't think I'd ever find somebody. So there's always somebody. There's somebody for everybody. But we all have such different personalities. I mean, everybody's personality is different. We may have a lot of similarities, but it's hard to find that most compatible person, like where you guys have so many things that you like about each other that it works. But it's not easy to find because there's so many different people and different personalities and different experiences, and I just think it's hard. And with online, it makes it even harder because we have so many choices that we take for granted. A good one, maybe, that pops in, and maybe she's maybe not quite as pretty as the one that comes after her, but everything else is better. But we don't give it a chance because we're just going to go for the one we thought was cuter, because we didn't take the time to get to know them because we wanted to text message the whole time. That's never going to work. I don't know what part anybody ever will think that will work to get to know somebody. It's not going to work. I've put my whole life on it. You've got to talk on the phone or be in person. And yes, you might run into a douchebag, and we might run into a bitch that, expects the world, whatever you want to call it. But we have to be vulnerable and take a chance. We can't just always put up walls. You don't have to sleep with everybody, but you still can go meet somebody in public. You're not going to get killed in a public place, or whatever your fear is to meet somebody. But take the bulls by the horn and go meet somebody. Waiting around texting for two weeks or even longer, or talking on the phone for that long, if you haven't met somebody you talk to for 2 weeks, that's a problem. And only reason that would never happen, if that happens, if you're on vacation or you've been in the hospital. There's no way that you haven't had one time or one afternoon for lunch or a dinner or drinks in 2 weeks to go meet somebody. Because if that's the case, either you're not that into them or you're talking to several people and you're trying to figure out which one you want. I can figure shit out. Because some stuff is common sense. Really, some things are just common sense. There's no way in hell someone doesn't have one time in that 2 weeks they can meet somebody, unless they're out of town or they're in a hospital. There's just no way. But anyway, my point is I don't think everybody's a bad person. Just because you've had bad experiences, it's because you're picking the wrong types. And I don't even know what types that is, but it's the types that maybe have a girlfriend or another girlfriend or another girlfriend. I call them serial girlfriend or serial relationship people. They never can be alone. There's people like that, a lot of people like that. If you can never be alone, you're never going to be in a relationship for very long, in my opinion. Obviously, you've been going from one to another. I've had basically three serious relationships. One in high school, my first marriage, and then one last winter. But I wouldn't even consider last winter that long. I mean, it wasn't really that serious, but it was serious enough that I really, really deeply cared for her. But got my heart tweaked even. But I think people just need to be vulnerable, give it a chance, and don't think you're going to screen people through text messaging for 2 weeks. At least not for me. That's not going to happen. And get somebody on the phone. Demand to be on the phone within 2 to 3 days. If they can't do it, they're hiding something. Absolutely hiding something. And I don't want to hear any woman say, well, I got kids, I don't want to talk on the phone in front of my kids. Well, you know what? Your kids go to bed, you go to bed, give yourself 10 to 20 minutes to talk on the phone before you go to sleep. That's straight up. If you can't do that, then you're not putting enough effort in, and you're not ready for a relationship. Speaking facts, truth. Is this my opinion? Yes, this is my opinion. I'm not saying I'm solid 100%. There's people are going to disagree. But also with men and women. Women, I don't expect you ever to make the first move. If you do, God bless you. My ex-wife made the first move on me, and that's all it needed. I needed to know that she had interest, and that's all it was. And then I went and pursued. But we don't always know a woman's interested. And if we're not getting any type of a smile, maybe, or eye contact, we're scared. I know that some women are just so rude if they don't have interest that it sets me off a little bit. Like, you ain't got to be rude about it. So I tend to back away too. In text messaging, I'm a fucking idiot. I ain't got no skills, man, when it comes to text messaging, because I don't have I don't even know what to say. My body language and my smile and my facial expressions, that helps me because they can see I'm being friendly or they can see me being funny. Text messaging, fuck it, it ain't even worth it sometimes. I got no, if you want to call it that, game. I got no game in text messaging because my sarcasm and my humor does not come off right. I've pissed a lot of people off who took me wrong because I was being silly or being sarcastic, and they thought I was being an asshole, and that's not the case. And then I also know that some people look at me and think that I'm cocky or I'm an asshole by my pictures. And until they get to know me, they're going to see that's not the case. Can I be cocky? Oh, I can be real cocky. I played sports my whole life. I'm competitive. So if someone's cocky to me, I can get cocky right back. So it's possible. I'm just saying, for the most part, I'm very kind and nice. Unless you're a jackass to me or a bitch to me. I don't really like that shit. I'll take a lot, but not for very long. But yeah, I don't know. See what you guys think.